Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy Frugal Friday to you. If this is the first video you've seen from me, welcome. I make videos like this every Friday, focusing on drugstore products, so please subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos in the future. Today I'm reviewing the new Crystal Cavern collection from Wet n Wild. This is a limited edition collection that is going to be released in early May, both on their website and also within your local drugstores. Within this collection, they have 4 new eyeshadow palettes, 4 lip glosses, 4 perfumes, which is exciting. They also have 2 highlighters and a setting spray. So I'll show you everything up close so you can make an informed decision as to whether or not any of these products may be right for you. We'll first talk about the eyeshadow palettes. Now these are trios, so you get 3 eyeshadows per palette. First one is called Jade. There are some really beautiful greens in here, but I wanted to point out that the medium green shade in this palette is a completely different formula from what we've become accustomed to with Wet n Wild. And the best way I can describe this formula is if you've ever gotten an eyeshadow wet and you've let it dry and you go back to use it later, then you know that it can be rather hard to pick up with a brush and you've pretty much ruined the eyeshadow. That's the only way I really know how to describe the way this medium green performs. You can't pick up any eyeshadow with a brush. You have to practically dig into the eyeshadow to get some of the pigment crumbled up a little bit so you can get it onto the brush for application. And later on, with one of the other palettes that has an eyeshadow formula like this, I do apply it with my fingers, which I feel like is a much better way to apply this type of formula. But I wanted to make you aware that this kind of consistency exists within this palette. But the other greens in here are gorgeous, performed extremely well, and despite that medium green shade and the little issues that it gave me, the look did come together really well, and I thought everything was beautiful with this palette. Now the next one is called Rose Quartz, and this one did not have that really hard to work with formula that I just mentioned in the green palettes. The only issue I had here was getting the light pink eyeshadow to show up, both in swatch and on my eyes. So I didn't really use it for the look that I'm showing you here. But the other 2 eyeshadows were extremely rich in pigment, very glittery. And that's the common theme that you'll see between all of these palettes, is that there is a lot of glitter within these eyeshadows. So if you don't like glitter, then these palettes may not be right for you. But if you're a huge fan of glitter, then you would really love these eyeshadow palettes. Next palette is the one called Amethyst. 3 cooler toned purples within this palette, and 2 of them have that same formula that I talked about with the medium green eyeshadow. Really hard to get these onto the brush. So for the tutorial I'm showing you here, I did apply them with my finger to see if that would make a difference, and it did. It helped me to get more of the pigment onto my eyes, and I didn't really struggle with the application with these. You can apply them with a brush. I'm not saying you can't, but you really have to dig into the eyeshadow to be able to pick up enough product for application. Beautiful color payoff with these purples. And if you've been wondering about what's on my eyes in today's video, I'm wearing that same look that I just showed you, this palette today. And what I like about it is because the purples are more cool toned, it almost looks blue. It's not a straight red-based purple look, and I rather like that for a change. I'm starting to get a little bit over the red purples because there are so many out right now. I want to see more cooler toned purples like this, so I'm really excited about that palette. The last palette I have to share with you is one called Clear Quartz. This is more of your neutral toned palette. All 3 eyeshadows in this palette are extremely soft, very easy to work with. I did not struggle with any of the eyeshadows in this palette, and you will not find that rather interesting formula that I talked about with the green and purple palettes. These all perform beautifully, and the color payoff is very rich, vibrant, and great neutral look all the way around. Next product I'll talk about are the Brightening Rocks. This is a rather interesting concept. So when you open these up, there are these little balls in here, and they're basically balls of highlighter. That's the best way I know how to describe them. And in my mind, you could apply them one of 2 ways. Now, Wet n Wild did not send any instructions with the PR kit on how to apply these, so I'm pretty much left up to my own imagination as to how I would have done it. So the way that I did do it to show you how these apply was I used a fan brush and I swirled it around in the jar to pick up some of the brightening powder onto the brush, and then I applied it on my skin. And you can see the intensity that I got just with the little bit that I had on the fan brush. You can leave it blinding on the skin if that's your thing, go for it. But you can also blend this out to be more subtle and give a soft glow to the skin. And that's what I liked about these, is that you can wear them as strong as you want or as subtle as you want. It depends on your unique personal taste. The other way that I could see myself using one of these is by crushing it up. If you wanted just one of the colors, say the pink for example, you could crush it up, put it in a jar, use it like that, apply it with your finger. That would be the way that I would use these in the future. They also added 4 lip glosses to this collection. The first 2 are Clear Quartz and Jade, and these are more clear on the lips. They're better used as lip toppers in my opinion over existing lipsticks if you want to add a little bit more glitter to your lips, or you can wear them by themselves. It's really up to you. The other 2, Rose Quartz and Amethyst, are more tinted lip glosses. So Rose Quartz is more of a pink, has a little bit of glitter in the formula, but it's a little hard to detect once you get it on your lips. And the Amethyst is a little bit more purple leaning, almost berry-like, I want to say, instead of being straight purple. The second highlighter that they came out with as part of this collection is one called Crystal High. And this is extremely intense and it blends out so beautifully. If you've not ever experienced any of Wet n Wild's highlighter formulas, you must, because they really are some of the best drugstore highlighters I have ever used. And time again, each time I try a new highlighter from any of the collections they come out with, I am most impressed by the quality, the application, the lasting power, simply some of the best highlighters out there. They also came out with a Megaglow face mist, and this is infused with lavender essential oil to help calm, brighten the complexion while setting and refreshing the skin. Now it appears that you can use this one of 2 ways. You can either use it before your makeup application, or you can use it after to set the face. It's really up to you. Or you can use it both ways. It's one of those great setting sprays that does smell like lavender. It's a very light scent. It's not overpowering at all. It doesn't linger. It pretty much dissipates right after you spray it, but it is very calming to the skin. I rather like it. Save the best for last. They came out with these 4 new rollerball perfumes as part of this collection, and what's cute about these is they have the stones at the bottom of the bottle. So you have your Clear Quartz, Rose Quartz, Jade, and Amethyst. I'm going to attempt to describe these for you, so hang in there with me. Perfumes are just not the best for me to be able to describe, but I'm going to try. First one I'm talking about here is Healing, and this is the one with the Clear Quartz crystals at the bottom. And this has a very strong vanilla base to it, and that's really all that I smell with this perfume. Is it's very vanilla. Second one is called Prosperity, and this is the one with the jade crystals at the bottom. And that one smells very earthy. It smells like you're walking through the forest. It's very botanical. Yeah, oh, I like that a lot. Third one is called Love, and this is the one with the rose quartz crystals at the bottom. And this one is very sweet, almost like a sugar, a really rich sugar scent. It reminds me of one of the Victoria's Secret perfumes. I believe it's called, that's what it was called, Pink with a Splash. If you've ever used that body mist from Victoria's Secret, that's exactly what this smells like. It's a very sweet, really nice scent though. That body mist is one that I still own, by the way, and I love it. So I'm really liking that rollerball particularly. Last perfume I have to share with you here is called Balance, and this is the one with the amethyst crystals at the bottom of the bottle. Ooh. Now this one is going to be a little harder for me to describe. It's floral, but it's really nice. It's floral, sweet. Oh, what's that scent remind me of? It smells like you're walking through a garden. Like if you ever went to a botanical garden and you were surrounded by all the flowers and the fragrance, this is the type of scent that you would be smelling. Great job with these perfumes, Wet n Wild. Loving these. The only one I didn't care for, and this is just a personal taste, is the one called Healing. And it is because it has those strong hints of vanilla within it. When I was a kid and I was switching schools quite often after my parents got divorced, I wore this vanilla perfume and I'll never forget it. Ugh. I got picked on a lot a lot. I mean, kids can be so cruel, and I associate it with that vanilla perfume because it was that time in my life I was wearing it, and to this day I just cannot stand the scent of vanilla. It actually makes me physically ill. So just a personal thing. It's amazing how scents take us back to places like that. Overall, very impressed with a good majority of the products from this collection, and I found them to be of high quality at really affordable price points. The only two products that I was semi-disappointed in from the collection were the green and the purple eyeshadow palettes, simply because they had those hard to work with formulas. Now, if you don't mind digging into the eyeshadow to get product onto the brush or applying it with your fingers, then you might find success with these and really like them. I just wanted to make you aware of these quality discrepancies so you had all the information to make an informed decision. Let me know what you thought about these products. Will you be checking anything out? Feel free to let me know below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I want to wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. I look forward to seeing you again on Monday.